Good afternoon, friends. Any rules and regulations are made for the welfare of the society, for the betterment of the society, for the well-being of the people. If we go back to our rich heritage, our prayer says, Sarve Santu Sukhamaya, Sarve Santu Niramaya. Let everybody feel happy and healthy. Friends, if we think and talk about the collaboration between the industry and the regulator, Mr. Sikri, Dr. Ishwar Reddy, and all the colleagues, most of them have covered and my half work is done. But if we look to the Indian legislation, the collaborative approach started way back in 1940 with the regulation on the import and the distribution of the pharmaceutical in the Indian market. It's in the pre-independence. It was erected by the Britishers. And further, there is a subsequent phase which impacted the industry and the regulator discourse like patent regime till 70s, post-70s, and growth of Indian pharma sector. If we go back and look, pre-70s, India is hardly capable, mostly we are dependent on the import of the pharmaceuticals. We have a galenicals, tinctures, diluters, and so on. But thanks to the regulator, thanks to the government and the patent regime, which has opened a new door for the pharma industry of the India, and it has prospered like anything. After the end of this patent regime, and after 70s, the glory of pharma sector has been enhancing, which has been attributed to industry and the regulator moving together for standardization of the schedules, and again, in standardization procedure of this schedule, again, this schedule is the classic example of the collaborative approach of the regulator and the industry. And as a young officer in FDCA Gujarat, while I was working with Dr. Adesh as a joint commissioner, when there is a schedule, revised schedule was in place, there was a lot of hue and cry from the industry. Sir, hum bar jayenge. We cannot cope up with this requirement of schedule M. We cannot infuse the 5, 10, 15 lakhs of rupees to renovate our plant and the facilities. Sir, hum bar jayenge, material se bach jayenge. But it was not reality. The regulator, the predecessor, Dr. Adesh Rao, the way he has handled the industry, he formed a cluster of the industry. सबको सुना, सबको समझाया, ये बड़ी बात नहीं है. आप थोड़ा इन्वेस्ट कर लीजिए, प्लांट को रिनोवेट कर लीजिए, and there was a cluster formation. In those times also there was a WHO compliant units in the Gujarat. They were the head of that cluster. Around 10 industries, small players were the part of that cluster, and there is a collaborative approach of the regular industry. And there was a consultant for the 10 group. There was a bulk order for the 10 companies, and it was very, very economical. And all the companies, small companies, especially small player, they come out with this new regime, the required schedule M. And now that all small player, the local player, they turn to the global player, and most of them are WHO compliant units. And I'm happy to share with you that Gujarat is having more than 500 plus units which are WHO GMP compliant units, and now they are selling their products in the global market, and Gujarat is contributing almost 28% of the Indian pharma market from the single states. So it's again a collaborative approach of the industry and the regulator. The Pharmacopoeia Commission, the DTAB, again in DTAB we have 2 industry members, it's a collaborative approach. In Pharmacopoeia Commission we have industry experts, it's a collaborative approach. Again we have a professionals group like IPA, IPCA, IDMA, ADCOP, Chemist and Chemist Association, and very right to mention Dr. Ishwar Reddy that in the Pharma Forum they're inviting the ADCOP member as a permanent member. It's again very good initiative. And forming of the Pharma Forum is again an excellent initiative by the DCA office to have a much better collaborative approach of the industry and the regulator. The officers of the CDSU and the state FDA, the laboratory of the state and the central, they also very good collaborative approach, and we try to comply with the GLP, the GMP norms, and the QMS system in the country. Thus, it is not at all subject to can industry and regulator go hand in hand, but industry and regulator have been working in the harmony with firm and friendly hands. Let us redefine the concept, neither industry versus regulator, nor industry hand in hand, but I would say industry and regulator side by side. There are many initiatives that regulators have taken as a consultative approach prior to new directive of enforcement and enactment of the sensitize the industry for impact review, and thus regulator work as a facilitator between the national policymaker and the industry. Again, Gujarat FDCA has been actively collaborating in the annual events like Farmec, CPHI, and so on. It's again a collaborative approach with the industry. With the advancement in the digitalization and the automation, with the sharing of the information, data analysis, tracking and tracing mechanism, the future pharma industry will continue to achieve new strides in the national and the global map with the support of the regulator. These are some FDA initiatives. The B.B. Patel, the first director of FDA Gujarat, in which chair I am sitting right now, he being a technical man, he served as a director of the FDA Gujarat for almost 12 years. He is having a lot of contribution and is known as a father of the nation in the pharma regulation. Then we have a Dr. M.A. Patel. He also served FDA Gujarat for almost more than 1 decade. He also helped industry like anything. Then again we have Dr. Adeshra, who was there as a till 1997 to 2008. So these are the regulators who have a collaborative approach with the industry. I would like to share with you a few examples. Right now, India's top 5 players of the industry, their operations are in Gujarat. The way B.B. Patel was guiding the industry in those days we don't have the BCS classification, we don't have this BB study center, we don't have this FDCA, all this guideline. There was multinational company, and that product, Sibazole, the Siba company, it was imported drugs. The one Gujarat-based company has come forward to make the similar composition and the same formula. It was a suspension form in external preparation. He has come with the same product. There was no new product approval system in those times. So he has applied for this product approval in the Gujarat FDA. Sir has asked, bring me the innovator's product. So physically he carried by that product suspension, and he also asked, bring your product. He has just simply compared the suspension time of both the products. The Gujarat-based products was not performing well. He said, go and improve your formula. The sedimentation rate of yours is much, much higher as compared to the innovator product. Again, he went back to this factory. He has done some little modification formulation. When it matches the same physical parameter of sedimentation, then he approved that formula. And right now that company is second largest company of the Gujarat, and that is how Gujarat regulators are promoting the industry. The second classic example of the one excellent preparation of the cosmetic, because cosmetic was not brought in the Drug and Procedure Act in 1940, it came later on during the 60s. So one of the Gujarat-based company was making the hair oil, and he wanted to make a hair oil with the lice killer. And the base of the hair oil was the vegetable oil, and it is water, soil-soluble chemical that lice killer, insecticide. He applied for the product approval as a cosmetic product, excellent preparation. The B.B. Patel, he guided him that, friends, your base is oil, it's vegetable oil. It absorbs through the skull in the brain. It will kill the lice, but it will also damage the human health. Then he guided him. Better you change your vehicle. While using this vegetable oil, you shift to the light liquid petroleum, light liquid paraffin, which cannot be absorbed to the skin. And that is how Now that brand is also a 60-year-old brand and the #1 brand in the Gujarat state. And that is how the collaboration of the industry and the regulators are taking place. So again, thank you for sharing my wisdom with you. Thank you very much.